Hi friends, and welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Abigail, the Homeschool Hippie, and it's fabulous to have you. Please leave a comment down below so that I can give you a personal hello. Today, we are going to be chatting about 5 ways to eliminate homeschool anxiety in your extended family. I don't know, that's a very long title, but I'm very excited about this fabulous collab, which has been hosted by Ingrid from Mommy and Mia Homeschool Chronicles. And if you love this video, don't worry, because there's a whole playlist down below of all of the fabulous homeschool mamas that are also doing this collab and bringing you 5 tips. So I'm going to dive right in. And I really only have 4 main tips, but we're going to talk a little bit about each one of them and break them down. So I like to use the acronym FEAR, F-E-A-R. And in this house, fear means face everything and rise. So no matter what the challenge, face it, struggle, and rise. Get there, get to the top, reach your goal. So I have devised my 5 ways to eliminate anxiety in our extended families into the FEAR acronym. So I'm kind of excited about this, if you can't tell. So we are going to dive right in. And the first one is F. F is for family. Family is one of the best things about homeschool. I love that our family is together more. I love that we get to do things together more. I love how close it's brought my kids. And so family is a big push and a huge reason why we decided to do homeschool. And so when you're thinking about family, extended family is family too. And that's, aunts and uncles, cousins, grandparents, whoever's with you and close in your life. So for my kids, that would be their Nini and their Nona and their Mima and Gigi. And then of course dad and mom and lovely friends that are like family, and just thinking about how they fit into the puzzle. So when we started homeschooling, there were some concerns, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think we really had more than one naysayer, and that person, has kind of evolved and I think understands now better what is happening. But we kind of wanted to make sure that they were in the loop and that we addressed those concerns. So when you're thinking about family, it's really important that you hear your family's concerns. What are they worried about? What is their headspace with this? And then a good way to kind of ease their anxieties is to invite them to watch. Invite them to come sit in for homeschool day. Plan something that they can help teach. Or even invite them on field trips. I know that Nona loves to go on field trips with us. So we've done Science City, we've done Legoland, we've done Sea Life, we've been to the zoo multiple times. The zoo is kind of our go-to thing, and we like to go and spend a lot of time there. So just include them, invite them to be a part of and to see how this is changing your family, how this is a good move for you guys, and just the love that is in homeschool. You can't get that in a public school. You can have an incredible teacher who treats your child amazing, but at the end of the day, it's not their mom or their dad, and they just can't give that same little dose of love into schooling that you can. So next in FEAR is E, and E is for eliminate myths. There are so many myths about homeschool out there. There's the socialization myth that, kids who are homeschooled won't know how to interact with their peers. But if we look at this in the opposite way, and this has kind of become my favorite viewpoint, kids who go to school we should also worry about their socialization, because predominantly in early education, kind of through middle school in our state, maybe even in some others, you're really with the same people all day, every day. You do the majority of your academics with those kids. And so isn't it fair to ask, how will they socialize in the real world? If socialization is truly a worry point, then isn't it fair to ask, how socialization will work with those public school students who only interact with the same people every day. It works the same way as homeschooling does. We take our kids places, we take them in public, we teach them to interact appropriately, to use their manners, how to behave appropriately in public. You know, there's a time and a place for everything, and we're teaching our kids that. And even those public school students are learning those skills from their parents outside of the school setting. So, there's more myths, not matching their peers in the educational milestones, but again, they're learning other things, or they're learning the same things and surpassing their peers. No diploma, there's, no prom, there's just so many myths that you can be given. And so be prepared, and be prepared to eliminate those myths. Kind of think about it from your point of view, think about how it would work in a public school setting, think about the resources available to you and your family, and then feel free to eliminate those myths, because that, in my opinion, is one of the biggest sources of anxiety in extended families. Is there's all this misinformation and undocumented studies saying, well, homeschool students are less socialized. I don't know where that came from. I really don't, but it's not proven. And there's a lot of ways to educate yourself about myths and be prepared to eliminate them. So that's kind of E. Moving on to A, articulate your plan. You don't need to include everyone in your plan. Really, you only need to include your child, their needs, your husband, and yourself. But articulating your plan can help reduce the anxiety of those around you. If you're planning to use a Becca, you might say, I'm really planning to use a Becca, and here's some facts about it. This is how it works. If you're planning to use a mismatch of different kinds of education, we're planning to use XYZ for history, and we're planning to use XYZ for math, and we're going to do this and this, and these are some of the big trips we're going to take this year for hands-on experience. If you're planning to unschool, have your facts ready. Know that the majority of kids can teach themselves to read by the age of, I think, 10 is the fact. Know your authors. Know who kind of pioneered their way through this unschooling territory, and who can help you and your extended family understand the unschooling method. John Holt, for instance, is one of my favorite authors. I love his books, and they explain in great detail how to be an awesome unschooler. So, eliminate the myths, articulate your plan, know what you plan to do, and even if they don't like it, stick to your guns. I've included you, I've eliminated the myths, and I've articulated my plan. This is what I'm doing. And we want you to be on board with this, and we want to invite you to join us. And lastly is R, and R is for recognize your success. In my experience, the best way to eliminate that anxiety and win over your extended family is to recognize success. When your child hits a milestone or your child hits a goal, if they want to call everybody, let them call everybody. If they want to scream and shout it from the rooftops, let them do it. Have an ice cream party. Invite your family, once every couple months to come and just celebrate their success. Because when they see that they are learning and they understand that they are learning and they see the light bulbs going off in their head and the excitement that they have, those fears kind of just melt away. They just kind of subside, and they're like, they are learning. Wow, you're doing a great job. I was really worried, but now I can see with my own eyes and I can hear in their voices that my worries are, in the back burner, because honestly, at the end of the day, they're learning and they're happy and they're surrounded by love, and you're doing a fabulous job. I'm not saying this is a foolproof method. I'm definitely not saying it will work for everyone. Occasionally, there are those family members who just really don't think that homeschool is a good idea, and they will fight tooth and nail to the end to disagree with you. And those people, You kind of have to just put their opinion on the back burner. You know, I love you and I want you to be included and I want you to know my plans and I don't want you to worry about myths and I want you to see what my child's succeeding at. But at the end of the day, this is what we're doing. Stick to your guns. Don't let one person or a couple of people ruin this fabulous journey for you. You can do this and you are amazing. Peace, love, and we will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.